Welcome back to Nightchild Reviews, and today we are taking a look at Disc 5, the brand new 1999 Deluxe Package. Now, Disc 5 is a live audio disc taken from the 1982 performance at Detroit, Michigan on the 30th of November 1982. Although actually, technically, it was due to start at midnight, making it the 1st of December. This was the second Prince performance set of the night. The first set started around 7 PM, included the triple threat of Vanity 6 and The Time. This second set was virtually identical to the first set for Prince, with the exception of Lady Cab Driver, which was present in the first but substituted for Automatic in the second. This 70-minute plus 12-song performance is really a snapshot of a time of huge ascendancy for Prince and displays an artist fully fired up and ready to dominate the music world. Let's begin. Let's start with a brief reminder of the tracks performed at this late show. We start with Controversy, followed by Let's Work, Little Red Corvette, Do Me Baby, Head, Uptown, Lisa's Keyboard Interlude, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Automatic, International Lover, 1999, and finishes with Dance Music, Sex, Romance. The first point to make is that it's always pretty difficult to capture superb sound from a live performance, especially as you consider this is almost 40 years ago. But that said, I think the sound is very good, and a great job seems to have been undertaken. The 1999 tour blended tracks from Prince's current and previous albums, favouring heavily 1999, Controversy and Dirty Mind. Here the crowd anticipation is palpable as Prince and the band take their positions, and when the distorted 1999 voice announces, "Don't worry, we won't hurt you," the hairs stand up and you feel a real sense of the rush of excitement and energy of this time. The crowd just go absolutely wild. A thunderstorm erupts, and from it a pulsing beat emerges, alongside a filthy, funky keyboard stab. The track then builds up with the iconic Controversy guitar, and Prince announces Motor City and Hour. It is interesting to hear Prince urging the crowd to sing along, even at this early stage in his career. It is clear that these tracks were already loved by many. Prince's falsetto is supported during the chorus by Lisa and Jill, and the track hasn't aged a day. It is one of Prince's greatest, and he never forgot that. "Don't you want to play?" Prince shouts. The pace of the jam is frantic, and at 4 minutes 30, "The People Call Me Rude, I Wish We All Were Nude" chant enters the fray, and Prince gets the crowd to respond to him. Teasing him, "I can't hear you." Prince's screams lead up to a rising end to the song, where Prince implores, "Is everybody ready to work?" Straight out the gate, Prince has delivered a perfect 1-2 with this jam. The depth and breadth of material Prince already had at his fingertips was an embarrassment of riches, just so remarkable. Here Prince oscillates between his falsetto and baritone speaking voice, with Dr. Fink adding some great squelchy touches. The keyboards truly propel this track and the crowd are in rapture. At 2 minutes 43 the guitar riff leads to a little turnaround, after which Prince declares, "Oh Jesus," and leads the band through its paces. I love the part at 3 minutes 43 where Prince repeats his "work it" breakdown and demonstrates just how much of a band leader he had worked so incredibly hard to be. He stops the band dead at 4 minutes 30 on a dime, and then returns and declares, "Let's work, I'm not effing around," and blends seamlessly into Little Red Corvette. Prince declares that this one is for all the fast girls in the house and launches into a spirited and faithful outing of this classic song, which was setting the world on fire at this time. Prince alters the odd lyrical too, including a racially based word, which really throws you for a moment and is an interesting insight into the demographic dynamics that this tour was creating. Mark Brown's bass work on the chorus really drives the sound, as does the utter excellence of Des Dickinson's guitar fireworks. This is a really great version of Little Red Corvette. Prince pushes his voice a little ragged, and the call and response by Lisa and Jill is sublime. There is a breakdown at 3 minutes 20 where Prince screams, "If you want to be my woman, there's just one thing you've got to understand. You've got to slow down." The sustained outro is superb and you feel soaked with adrenaline at this point. Prince breaks the mood down with this aching, longing, sexually toying ballad extraordinaire. Like so often in his career, Prince allows the track, like a good wine, to breathe and stretch out its legs. Some nice bass runs and beautiful guitar work set the mood and allow you to catch your breath until Prince enters the fray at around the 2 minutes 30 mark with his powerful falsetto, which is backed so well by the additional vocals of the band. This band was tight, and it's easy to forget just how great they were. At 4 minutes, Prince puts on a vocal that is a remarkable live moment. The track just sounds so great sonically, and the track building is just as stunning as the studio version, including the screams at 6 minutes. The last minute of the track ends with a great power, and you were just spent. Quite the change of tempo now with the jam of all jams, which begins with a teasing drum beat and delicious guitar. But as we all know, the keyboards are the absolute star of Head. All the nasty people stand up. The sound of the live performance is rich and full, and Lisa's spoken word section adds a great dynamic. This is a track that could run for days and days and I'd be happy. And to be honest, 4 minutes just flies by. At 2 minutes 30, Lisa has never sounded more erotic. Prince works the daylight funk out of this and is full of energy and nastiness and clearly enjoying himself. It's impossible to comprehend that this is the second show that night. Dr. Fink's solo is all you would expect. Iconic, mesmerising, virtuoso and unbeatable. It's now time to go uptown, and Prince declares, "Raise your hands up there, I see you." Prince adds a few baritone flashes to his falsetto-driven retort of individuality and expression. Uptown is really the decoration of Prince at that time, a true mantra of his attitude to life and music. The outro section holds a sustained rise into the next section, and Prince is speeding through the tracks now. It's now Lisa's time to shine, and a controversy era-like sci-fi laser keyboard piece that moves into an almost church-like choral organic movement. It alters the pace of the concert well and acts as a great tension-building segue. Now we are treated to a full 7 minutes of this beautiful, haunting track, which really was a hit in search of an album. It is an incredibly difficult and intricate song to pull off live, but Prince makes it look all too easy, with his lamenting, undulating vocal, which at times is virtually a cappella, barely accompanied by the band. Prince digs deep into his baritone, and the backing vocals in the band are strikingly resonant when they enter. The added backing motifs at 2 minutes 35 are a nice touch, as the stop-start of Prince's following vocal interplay. The band then essentially use their backing voices as the backbone pulse of the song, and Prince interjects with his vocals in between each refrain. Prince teases, "I bet you got another man. Well, I got another woman. And you know what? We made love yesterday." The last few minutes are a joy of Prince's persona, which would come to the front on the Purple Rain tour. Prince asks, "Don't you want to play with my Tootsie Roll? It's just one lousy MF and dime." And then wraps up, "Never mind, let's go, she ain't gonna call." In a change to the first set, where Lady Cab Driver is played here, we get to experience the drum-clapping, squeaky synth delirium of Automatic. The track launches out of the start, and after a couple of minutes, Prince is getting the crowd involved. And the track already feels like it is overflowing, bubbling and bristling with so much orchestration, until around the 2 minutes 50 mark, it breaks down back to a more sparse bass, and then Dr. Fink blazes the living daylights out of a crazy solo. A really different key-changing movement begins at around 4 minutes and leads into fiery guitar work, and the whole band are now in a fast-paced full effect. The last 90 seconds is one of the most sustained and funkily maintained outros I have probably ever heard. It is now time to fasten your seatbelts and prepare for takeoff, as the jet hoves into sound and your captain Prince begins to stride the aisles of his seduction 747. Continuing the trend of the last few songs, Prince extends this one out to make full fun of every moment. The scream at 2 minutes 50 is joyful, and as the track builds and then slows, Prince is in his element, and Prince teases the audience. "I want to kiss you, not going to tell you where I want to kiss you," and groans as he finds the spot he likes. "Are you a speed freak or into Valium?" Prince corrects. "I mean, do you like it fast or slow? I know where your G-spot is. You want me to show you?" The band revels in the sumptuous instrumentation as Prince excites the crowd further until satisfaction is reached, at least musically. Prince treats us to a full workout of this track, and it sounds so fresh, so vibrant, full of the new energy of a recently written track. The band are so well drilled at this point, and every note is choreographed with discipline. The track truly breaks out around the 4 minute mark, where Prince gets the crowd up on their feet, and it takes on a real party, carnival atmosphere in keeping with its hedonistic, apocalyptic message. After Prince questions, "Mummy, why does everybody have a bomb?" Prince creates a series of call and return shouts to the ecstatic crowd, before the last section creates a guitar-pushed rising tension, absolution-filled wall of closure, with Prince declaring, "Thank you, Good night. Back for the encore, it's time for dance, music, sex, romance, and Prince gets the crowd involved instantly. Prince gives a really confident vocal here, and his voice is sounding truly akin to the album version. Prince asks anyone if they want to go home. They don't. So Prince leads the band in some tight make-your-face grimace funk. At around 6 minutes 40, a single drum stab leads the crowd into a chanting frenzy, and the distorted voice of the 1999 intro returns once more to seal the night with a thunderstorm rumble. Prince has wrecked the building, blown the roof off for the second time that night. In conclusion, after many scientific undertakings, I have firmly established that this set does indeed test positive for the funk. It's high-octane, next-level musicians at the height of their game. Prince hits the high notes, gets dirty, teases, seduces, and leads the funk review like no other. A genuinely great addition to this box set. Tomorrow we look at the final disc, which is the live DVD performance. This is your Captain Nightchild speaking. Thank you for flying Nightchild International.